Hey Avish, how's it, man?
Hey, Sid, good to see you again, buddy.
Yeah, man, likewise. It's really hot as hell. Hopefully the cricket is just as hot.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I was just gonna say, man, it's one of those year months in Durban where it's coming to the end of summer, so we're getting lots of blazing days. So hopefully
Mhm.
summer is on its way out because let's face it, it's been really, really tough.
Yeah, that's true, eh? All right, let's get to the groups. I know there have been, if you look at the first group of the Super 8, you have India, South Africa, West Indies, and the pleasant surprise of Zimbabwe. I think many people would have expected probably Australia to have been in there, if I'm assuming correctly. I think what no, I think maybe Sri Lanka would have been in there if Zimbabwe didn't do so well, because net run rate would have played a part. Who knows? And then you have the second group of England, New Zealand, Pakistan, Sri Lanka. So which group do you find the most toughest? Initially, I thought the second group seemed a bit tougher.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, obviously, Australia being eliminated is a big shocker for all of us, but
Mhm.
it's a good thing for cricket that Zimbabwe are there. And congratulations, Zimbabwe. They played awesome cricket, man. They played awesome cricket to get here. So congratulations to them. The Aussies, they're on their way home. Packed their bags yesterday after by a crushing win against Oman. So yeah, back to the drawing board for them. But honestly speaking, Sid, I
Mhm.
think both groups are actually quite difficult to if you think about it because
Mhm.
I mean if you look at Group A, you've got all the table toppers in that group.
Yeah,
SA, India, Zimbabwe, the West Indies. So you've got you potentially got three teams that could potentially make a semi-final there in
mm.
SA, West Indies, and India. And I'm not discounting Zimbabwe at all because they played some
Yeah,
superb cricket so far. But you've got a lot of quality there. And then Group B is another fascinating group for me.
Mhm.
Fascinating. I mean, I'm thinking about it over and over again, and I'm looking at those teams. And any of those teams can win on any given day. That's how unpredictable that group is.
Mm.
I would
But
say
I
the
think,
most consistent team, probably, if you have to look at it, is New Zealand. But
yeah,
remember something: New Zealand are coming from India and they come into Sri Lanka, so they have to acclimatize the conditions. And the same can be said about England. Call me crazy, but the two teams that I think do have an advantage are Sri Lanka and Pakistan because they've played in those conditions for the last couple of weeks. So they've acclimatized the conditions in Sri Lanka. England probably to an extent because they played Sri Lanka prior to the World
yeah,
Cup.
yeah.
But
I
I
was
think
gonna
New
say that.
Zealand is the team that's well acclimatized. They need some time to acclimatize conditions in Sri Lanka at the moment.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna agree with you on England because they've been used to Sri Lankan conditions and they won 3-0. That pleasantly surprised me there, actually, if you remember. Um, let's see. And speaking of which, New Zealand is playing Pakistan today. You want to go through each of the fixtures or what you want to do? Because I think there are quite a bit of fixtures there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure. Why not? Why not?
Okay. Shouldn't be. Okay, here it is. The first one is today, New Zealand and Pakistan. They're playing in Colombo. And for some reason, I don't want to write off New Zealand because they're so damn nuggety and consistent and irritating at the same time. So I'll say Pakistan because they're used to Sri Lankan conditions, but I wouldn't be surprised if New Zealand do pull off a surprise. What do you think, Avi?
Yeah, I mean, you made a good point there. I mean, New Zealand. I mean, what you get from them is absolute consistency in tournaments. I mean, they don't end up winning these tournaments, but what you do get from them is consistency, hard work, and they just know how to win games in these tournaments at this stage. I agree with you. I'm also going Pakistan, and the fact that they played, they've been here for the last couple of weeks, so
Mhm.
they've acclimatized the conditions. And obviously, you've got Usman Tariq there, who's a bit of a secret weapon for Pakistan's, so-called secret weapon. He's bowled quite well in this tournament so far. Let's be honest. I mean, very unusual bowling action. You know, with that pause, tries to bamboozle opponents. So the only thing that's against New Zealand, I mean, if this game was played in India, sir, I would
Mm.
say New Zealand. I would
Of
say
course.
New Zealand, hands down. But because this game is played in Sri Lanka at the moment,
Hmm.
and uh, and because New Zealand have just arrived in Sri Lanka, they need to acclimatize the conditions. So that is why I'm leaning towards Pakistan, sir. I'm leaning towards Pakistan. New Zealand, let's be fair, they're the more consistent team in these kind of tournaments. They have a more consistent kind of run in these tournaments. And you know what you're going to get from New Zealand. They're going to be very hard to beat. But the one thing that you could say is also in Pakistan's favor. They've beaten New Zealand quite a few times in the T20 World Cup since 2007. They beat them in 2007. They beat them in 2009. I think they beat them in 2010 as well. So they've had quite a few wins
Mm.
against New Zealand in T20 World Cups. So that's another plus for you for Pakistan. So yeah, I have to agree with you, man. Pakistan should be confident going into this game today.
I think the only way New Zealand will win is if they probably bat first and then they defend because Pakistan have been hopeless chasing. So that's the only way for New Zealand to win, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, absolutely. They made a meal of it against India. Let's be honest, but I mean they were totally outplayed there. That was a crushing. That was a crush. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree with you. I think Pakistan that first. They probably have the bowlers to defend the score on
Mm.
those kind of surfaces. So yeah, that should be the way forward. And New Zealand, if they bat first, as you said, Pakistan are going to be in a bit of trouble. So yeah, slight advantage to
Oh.
Pakistan simply because of the condition, and
Mm. Mm.
they played here for a while now. But as you say, you can't write off New Zealand. But my money is on Pakistan.
Yeah. All right. Tomorrow is Sri Lanka and England at Palakele. Funny story is, despite the fact England won the T20 series 3-0, Sri Lanka have been playing the better cricket consistently in this T20 World Cup. England have just been so shaky that I think they could have been like Australia out of the tournament. Imagine Italy nearly beat them. I was really rooting for Italy, but unfortunately, these lower nations, if you can call them that, find a way of not grabbing the bull by its horns, and you could have been much more upset at this World Cup, Avish. It's kind of and that's why it looks so disappointing because the main teams have just gone through. But had they taken those chances, it would have been a bit of a masala cup.
Last week you were talking about Italy potentially causing an upset against England. So I
Yeah.
won't take you that seriously. But when I was watching that game, and I was watching the way Manetti was batting and hitting those
Mm,
sixes and
mhm.
absolutely destroying Adil Rashid. I mean, this is Adil
Yeah.
Rashid, man, a World Cup winner, an experienced off spinner,
Mm,
getting
mm,
tonked out of the park. But England, as you said, they've huffed and puffed in this World Cup. So they haven't looked convincing in any game. I mean, you look at the Nepal game, probably Nepal should have won that game. Scotland,
mm.
I think Scotland were 20, 30 runs short against England. Italy, I mean, there were times in that game where I thought England were right on the edge here,
Mm.
and I mean, they got to be so grateful to Jamie Overton and Sam Curran bowling those death overs because they were in serious trouble there in that game against Italy, and they got over the line. They kind of limped over the line. So England have kind of limped over the line into the Super Eight. So as I say, they haven't been convincing in any of those games. Obviously, they got beaten by the Windies in that game in at one KD as well. So they haven't looked convincing at all. Sri
And
Lanka, on the other hand, I mean,
yeah,
barring that upset loss to Zimbabwe, I have to
yeah.
call it an upset because I thought Sri Lanka were
Mm,
playing superb
mm,
cricket before that.
mm.
I don't know if a bit of complacency got into them or what
Agree.
in that final game, but I mean, they are in the Super Eight. They were
Yeah.
they were through uh,
Mhm.
to the Super Eights after that famous win against Australia, which we are all thankful for.
Yeah,
We're all
yeah,
thankful for. I mean, what are innings from Nisanta? I mean, I don't know about you, but that's my innings of the tournament so far. I thought
yeah,
Yuvraj from Canada and all also played a bit of a blinder against New Zealand. That was a brilliant innings for an associate batter. But Nisanka, I mean, that's the innings of the tournament for me. So I'm not sure what's gonna break that one so far. It's gonna be something special if it's gonna beat that knock. So yeah, Sri Lanka have played the better cricket. And I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of leaning towards Sri Lanka. Yes, sir. Honestly, I haven't been impressed with England at all in this
yeah,
tournament so far.
yeah. The head will go with Sri
They
Lanka,
they
but
they, they haven't they haven't given me they haven't given me the confidence that they can beat a good side. I don't know if you get
yeah.
that feeling with England. They haven't given me
Sorry.
that confidence that they can beat a good side.
Oh, England, yeah. But the funny story is, even though my head says Sri Lanka, but something in the back of my mind says that England are yet to produce their best performance. So if it does have to start, it could start against Sri Lanka. And I think the best chance of winning is to probably bat first, maybe, and then defend. Hmm. That would be my strategy for England. What do you think, Avish?
Sorry, you broke up there, buddy. Can you just repeat what you said? You
No,
broke
I
up there.
said, oh, I said the best strategy for England to win is to probably bat first and then defend.
Yeah, yeah, no, no. I totally agree with you. I think they haven't been good chasers. I mean, we saw against the Windies as well. Honestly, I don't think Sri Lanka will be too perturbed if they bat second set
Oh yeah, true.
because I mean, look at the way they performed against Australia as well. So they wouldn't be so perturbed about it. I mean, you know what? I don't want to read too much into that T20 series prior
Yeah.
to the World Cup because I mean, it was a bit of a kind of a dress rehearsal for the World Cup. You don't know the intensity was there, and Sri Lanka were experimenting quite a bit. The only thing that concerns me about Sri Lanka is the bowling. They don't have Patirana. Patirana unfortunately got injured against Australia, and then Asalanka has been a bit of a kingpin for Sri Lanka for so many years. So now he's also injured. So that's the only disadvantage for me. But again, England have been have I don't know. I don't know what I can say about England. They played some very idiotic cricket at times in this tournament, where they've just thrown their wickets away. I mean, even in that E3 game, I mean, there were so many wickets thrown away in that game. I don't know what kind of game plan England came in, where they just want to hit every ball out of the ground for six. I don't think it's going to be that easy in Sri Lanka, Sid, that you can just plonk every single ball out of the ground. You've got to have a bit
Yeah.
of street smarts about you, eh? You've got to be able to run well between the wickets. You've got to turn those ones into twos. I mean, if you want an exhibition of how to get on Sri Lankan pitches, I mean, just look at that Australia chase by Sri Lanka. I mean, the way Mendes and Nasanka batted. I mean, they were superb running between the wickets. I mean, they really put those Aussies under tremendous pressure on the field. There were so many tools scored in that partnership. It was amazing. So I think that's the blueprint on pitches in Sri Lanka. You've got to have a bit of street smarts in terms of how you play approach the game. You really can't plonk every ball out of the ground. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen in Sri Lanka. So you've got to be very, very smart with the way you approach your innings. So yeah, I think because home ground advantage and in Sri Lanka have obviously gotten used to the venue so far. I'm going with Sri Lanka. Yeah, I'm going
All
with Sri
right.
Lanka.
Yeah. All right. We'll get to the next match tomorrow. That'll be India and South Africa. This is
Who,
gonna have a
who,
lot of.
who, who are you going for? Who are you going for?
Oh yeah, no, I said Sri Lanka. My head says Sri Lanka, but the back of my mind is saying that
Sri
England
Lanka.
can
Yeah.
surprise. England can surprise as well because they used to produce their best game, and that makes England a bit dangerous because imagine they played Kachara to still manage to go through. So imagine when they don't play Kachara and they play with a bit of sense, which does sound a bit unusual coming for England, but anything can happen. But I'll say Sri Lanka. So far we are concurring on two matches so far. This one we might have a little disagreement
Well,
on.
look.
India. Sorry.
Another thing is we haven't seen the best of Butler. I think Butler's had a
Hmm,
shocking tournament so far.
hmm,
Salt. I don't know what's
hmm.
your take on Brook because I mean that guy. Whenever he comes out the bat, it seems like he wants to hit every ball out of the ground. He
Yeah,
doesn't seem to report. Sid,
Brook
I
is
think the best player for England so far in this tournament, I mean, quoting crazy, has been Sam Curran.
I agree. I agree.
But bat and
Teams,
ball, I mean, Curran has really saved England quite a few
mm,
times. And then obviously Jacks towards the end against Italy, I mean, that was a brilliant knock as well. So I think Curran and Jacks have really impressed me. The rest of the lineup, not too much. I think Vettel, you've seen glimpses. I mean, you know what a big fan of Jacob Vettel I am. I'm a huge fan of Jacob Vettel, but
mm,
I think he needs to score a few more big ones, and but
mm.
I do think he's one for the future. He's very talented, this kid.
Oh,
So expecting big things from him. But Salt hasn't fired, Butler
yeah.
hasn't fired, Brooks hasn't fired. So you never know, eh?
True. All right. This one we're gonna have a little disagreement on, although this is gonna have a lot of masala to it though. India and South Africa. Yeah, I know you shared that delightful article, which was I don't understand what was the person smoking when you wrote that article. Seriously, if you're gonna give a team like South Africa more ammunition, it's kind of like yeah, it's I don't know. So on that basis, I don't know, but I still think India could still win it because I think they also, I guess, because the test form has been so cutthroat, I think they kind of under pressure to perform better in the colored clothing, so and to win this cup. I'll say India to win, but it wouldn't surprise me if South Africa win.
I mean, this is probably the most high profile game of the tournament so far. Let's be honest. I mean, blockbuster
Mhm.
clash in Ahmedabad. I mean,
Yes,
potentially
Ahmedabad. Yeah.
the final. I mean, who
Yes.
knows? Who knows?
Mm.
I mean, I hear all your points about India. I hear all your points about India. And I mean, if we had to talk about that ad from Star, I mean, it was silly, it was childish, it was arrogant. I mean, there's so many things I can say. I mean, if you think that players don't look at social media and they're off social media, I think we will be fooling ourselves. They do look at these things. I mean, who knows what Coach Shukri is, you know, uh, talking to the team about now. This could fuel them up. Who knows? This could fuel
Mhm.
them even further as to
Mm.
what happened with that ad. But does SA need any more fueling for this game than taking on the hosts in Ahmedabad? I don't think so. I think SA have played some good cricket in this tournament so far. I mean, albeit that one game against Afghanistan, which was
Yeah.
probably not the best performance, I would say.
Mm.
Kind of cracked a bit there, but they got over the line in the end.
Mm.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I get your points about India, but I just think SA have a very good chance in this game. A
You're going
really
with
good
it.
chance. Reason being is it's an Ahmedabad, and SA played three
Mm.
games in
Yeah,
Ahmedabad
yeah.
in this World Cup so far, so they're pretty used to the conditions in Ahmedabad. Know what to expect. I wouldn't be surprised if SA chase here. I would not be surprised if SA chase. And I think there is some game plans here with regards to Abhishek and Ishan. Abhishek hasn't been in the best of form in this
Hmm.
tournament. So I wouldn't be surprised if Markham's opens the bowling in this game against Abhishek. I wouldn't be surprised if Markham takes a new ball against Abhishek in this game because he has been found wanting against the Oxford. But I think SA have a great chance in this game, sir. I know it's something that Indian fans don't want to hear, but
Okay, so you,
SA have a great chance. SA have a great chance of beating India in this
no,
game.
no,
I wouldn't call it an upset, but I
yeah,
think if India win, it's probably something they didn't expect, going into the Super 8. So quietly
okay.
confident about SA, eh?
So you're going for
Quietly
SS to win
confident
that.
about SA. Yeah, I'm going SA. The only reason why I'm going SA is because it's an Ahmedabad. If it was in any
Yeah.
other venue, I would probably put India as favorites,
Mm,
and I
mm,
would probably back India to win the game. Because it's in Ahmedabad, it gives SA a
mm,
bit of an advantage. I don't know if you
mm.
agree with me, Sid, but that's my
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
my
I just looked at.
viewpoint at the moment.
No, no,
Mm.
you're right. I looked at the range and I thought maybe I'm being a bit too optimistic on India, but I don't know. I'm just going with my head, I guess. That's okay. I'm allowed to get a few wrong
And
because
and,
those
and,
two.
and look, the another advantage for SA, they played two games in the Super 8s on Ahmedabad. They're going to play the next game against the Windies as well in Ahmedabad. So that's a huge advantage, sir,
Mm,
being at the venue for like 5 games in the World Cup. Yeah. And then obviously they go to Delhi for the final game against Zimbabwe. But yeah,
mm,
I think they've gotten used to the conditions in Ahmedabad. They know what to expect on the
mhm.
pitch. I'm expecting a big performance from SA tomorrow.
True. All right. There's Zimbabwe and the West Indies starting on Monday at Wankiti. I'm going with my head, West Indies. And also another reason for they're playing at Wankiti. I think West Indies have played a lot of matches in India, and Zimbabwe played the first match in India, if I'm correct. So West Indies to win.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Zimbabwe have played some superb cricket so far this tournament. I mean, really, really tough that they got this far. But I think in India they're going to find the conditions a little bit more difficult, especially in the bowling front because you've got the dew factor. And I mean, one can the Windies have played quite a few games at one can at the moment, so they're pretty used to the venue. So this one is probably a little bit easier to predict. Eh? So yeah, Windies.
Yeah. Although my heart will say Zimbabwe, but the mind says West Indies. So let's stick to that then. All right. On Tuesday, you have England and Pakistan at Palakele. I'm going with Pakistan because I just don't like the Palms. I know I shouldn't say that as a neutral person, but go Pakistan.
You know what? So this is a tough one. Eh? I'll be honest with you. This is a real 50-50 game because you've got two sides, two inconsistent teams. I'll be honest with you. Two teams that can play some crazy cricket at times. You know, Pakistan, they can be great
Yeah.
on one day and they can be awful.
Yeah.
I mean, with Pakistan, you can get a 3 out of 10 and you can get a 10 out of 10. And it's the same thing with England as well. Eh? This one is a little bit tougher to call, I'll be honest with you, sir. It's going to be a little bit tougher to call for me, but I'm probably edging towards England here eh, for this one.
Oh, spicy.
Yeah,
Okie dokie.
I'm going
All
England.
right. Wednesday, you have Sri Lanka and New Zealand at Colombo. And hmm, I'll go Sri Lanka, but I won't be surprised if New Zealand pull off something.
So this is the game potentially that Sri Lanka are going to seal the semi-final spot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going
I
Sri
know.
Lanka here. Eh? I'm going with
I
Sri
think I'm
Lanka.
contradicting. Yeah. I think
I
I'm
think this is a
contradicting
big
myself.
game.
Yeah, I
Mm.
think I'm contradicting myself with my prediction in the group two. Because initially my predictions for group two were going to be Pakistan and New Zealand, but since I've said New Zealand to lose against two teams, I might have to revisit that prediction. Although I did say that with a permutation, it could be Sri Lanka and Pakistan to go through that group B. Anyone, it's group B is very tricky. It's not as easy for me to predict. But let's go to Thursday. South Africa and West Indies at Ahmedabad. Oh, this match could go either way because West Indies are playing well as well. I'll say South Africa out of loyalty, but I won't be surprised if West Indies pull one on us. I'll say South Africa.
It should be SA. It should be SA in this game. I mean, as I said, Ahmedabad again. That's an advantage for them. Uh, yeah, I agree. It'll be a close game. Can't write up the Windies. I mean, they've looked really impressive in this tournament. I think SA will edge this one and
Okay.
book their place into the semis.
All right. Now you've got India and Zimbabwe at Chennai. That's as interesting because Zimbabwe's played a lot of matches in Sri Lanka on those kind of pitches, and Chennai might be. No, India should beat Zimbabwe. What am I smoking you? If India loses to Zimbabwe, they don't deserve to go to semifinals. With due respect to Zimbabwe, India all the way. You have it? Oh,
Hello?
sorry, Avish. What happened there? I think you froze. And I was
Sorry,
asking your prediction for.
you were saying you broke up
Yeah,
there, buddy.
I know. I was saying India, Zimbabwe at Chennai. I said India to win because I don't expect Zimbabwe to upset them. I'd be a bit too surprised if that happens.
Yeah, I mean, this is the game for me where India get their tournament back on track and comfortable win against Zimbabwe for me.
Okay. All right. And then we'll go to the agenda here, which is on. Oh, okay, that was on Thursday. On Friday, there's England, New Zealand at Colombo. Go New Zealand. You have it?
Yeah, I mean, considering England are going to lose to Sri Lanka, that's my prediction. So I think England, call me crazy, they're going to book their semi-final spot in this game because I'm predicting them to beat Pakistan. And this is the game that I think they're going to win as well. So England to beat New Zealand and book that semi-final spot. So you've got your
Uh-huh.
two semi-finalists come Friday in Group B.
I want New
Who would
Zealand
have
to
thought?
win.
Who would have thought?
Tired of England, tired of Australia. All right, so I say New Zealand to beat England, just to add a bit of masala to it. So we got
Yeah, yeah.
Saturday. Are we okay? Then we have the following Saturday. I don't know if you're having the chat the following Saturday. Are we having it on Sunday? Okay, if you're doing the chat on.
Next week Saturday. Yeah, I mean, let's go. Let's go through the picture. Not a
All
problem.
right, all right. On the
Yeah.
following Saturday, on the 20th of February, Sri Lanka and Pakistan at Palakere, since I have predicted Pakistan to win the matches. I don't think the Sri Lanka Pakistan would match as much if Pakistan do win majority of those matches. I will say this is tough as hell. Palakere. I'll say Sri Lanka to win, but it wouldn't surprise me if Pakistan win. Hmm.
Ooh, you know what, Seb? This game is probably going to come down to net run rate because you're going to
Yeah.
have England on 2 points, 4 points. You're going to have Sri Lanka on four
Hmm,
points, and you're going to have
hmm, hmm.
Pakistan. I mean, you know how
Yeah.
Pakistan is in a must-win game. If they come to a must-win game, they're going to go all guns blazing. I'm going for
True.
Pakistan there, and I'm probably
Okay.
going for a shootout where potentially Pakistan and Sri
Hmm.
Lanka go to on net run rate, and
Oh,
you have
I-
two Asian teams from Group B, which is good for the tournament, since the tournament is in Asia. What do you think?
no, I agree. It kind of reminds me of that 2011 World Cup where majority of the teams were Asians. The non-Asian team that went through was
Yeah,
New Zealand, I think, in the
was New
semi-finals.
Zealand.
I think,
Absolutely, yeah.
yes,
You
and they
got a good
played Sri
memory,
Lanka.
eh?
I try my best.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, and then India played Pakistan in the semi-finals and they lost. And Pakistan, I meant they lost to India in the semi-finals. And then Sri Lanka beat New Zealand, and then India beat Sri Lanka with Dhoni hitting the six. Lovely times. Okay, then we got
Correct,
Sunday,
correct.
the 1st of March at 11:30 a.m. Zimbabwe, South Africa, and Delhi. I say Zimbabwe. I'm just kidding. South Africa all the way in Delhi. Although Zimbabwe wouldn't mind the condition at Delhi because that might be similar to what they play in Sri Lanka, but just South Africa for sure.
Yeah. Given by what I'm seeing so far with my predictions, this is the game that SA
Yeah,
topped the group. Who would have thought, eh?
yeah.
Who would have thought?
Oh,
Yeah.
if they top the group, I mean, they would have to beat India, which it could be possible thanks to that delightful newspaper article, giving them enough ammunition. Stupid newspaper person.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, it's so childish. It's so childish.
Yeah,
Really, really
I know.
childish.
I
I mean,
agree. Okay,
it
it's
was
three.
kind of comical as
Pardon?
well. I mean, in a
Hmm.
comic kind of way. You know, when you get like you get these cartoon ads, it's kind of what that was. It was in a comedy kind of way. Really, really childish. But anyways, we're not here to talk about that. So
I
yeah,
know, I know, I know.
SA and Zim.
Okay,
That's the game
Siddharth
where
Haribhai.
I think SA will top the group.
Mhm.
Yeah, SA will top the group.
Okay. Then there's one
Yeah.
at 3:30, but I think I'm sure if we're in the chat next week on Sunday, we can discuss India West Indies, which should be a nice masala game to do, unless you want to do all of them in one go. What do you think?
I think we've gotten so far. Let's just give our prediction for that game. I'm going India.
All right.
It's the end of the road for
India
West
West
Indies.
Indies.
Come that game.
I think I agree with you, but something tells me this is gonna have a lot of masala to it. I'll say India. Okay. All right. And then oh yeah, then we
Mm,
get to the semifinals. Yeah, that is actually the last match before we get to the semifinals. So India to beat
yeah.
the West
I
Indies
mean, I
and
mean, what a treat we have this week as cricket fans. We've got a great
I
game
know.
every single day.
Yeah, it's a shame that I know I shouldn't say this because I am
We waited
happy
so long for
Australia.
this.
Yeah, yeah, I am. I know I shouldn't say this because I'm happy that Australia went out. But if you look at Group A, it looks slightly easier because Zimbabwe are actually in that group. If that makes sense, compared to if you look at Group B, every single team in Group B is established. And I'm not trying to dismiss Zimbabwe. I mean, they've done awesome. They deserve their place. It's just that, although I would have loved to have seen Italy in that second group, just to add a bit of masala to it, you know. Because Italy played so well again. You're laughing. It should have been fun, man. Imagine you
No,
have
no,
two upsets.
I agree. I totally agree. I mean, they could have put England with net run right there. That's how crazy that game was. They could have put England
And Nepal could have been England as
net
well.
run
How
rate.
beautiful. Those two minnows could have beaten England.
Absolutely, yeah. So
Uh,
that is
okay.
why I'm potentially looking at these two subcontinent teams in Group B. So, I mean, call me crazy, but I just think Pakistan and Sri Lanka would acclimatize the conditions, and those conditions are probably what you get in Pakistan as well. You know, those spinning kind of tracks. So that will suit Pakistan. And I mean, brace yourself. We could get an India Pakistan semi final again. So don't rule
Oh,
that out. Don't rule that out.
all right. Okay, let's recap one more time. Group A. Okay, you say South Africa will top the group. For me, I'm gonna say India and SA to top the group together. Although, if we had another caveat, you could have
Sure.
India, West Indies, or dare I say, SA West Indies, but that will make the Indian fans go nuts. So I will say India or South Africa or India West Indies. What's your permutation to that group?
I'm going SA in India. I think they're probably two of the
Okay.
strongest teams in that group. And I don't want to underestimate the Windies, but I just think both those teams. I mean,
Mhm.
especially SA where they're playing, that's going to be a big
Mhm.
plus for them in this World
Okay.
Cup. Yeah.
But what's
So
the other
SA and India
permutation?
for me.
What permutation would you add in if none of those top two are in that group in the semifinals? Who would you put in that permutation?
Potentially West Indies.
SA West
Potentially
Indies?
West Indies. But no, I don't think SA West Indies.
So you're saying India West
I don't
Indies
think
as
SA
the
West
permutation?
Indies. But I mean, look. I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. If you had given any Indian supporter or any South African supporter this group prior to the World Cup, they would have taken it with both hands. Let's be honest, sir. Australia being
Okay.
not being here obviously has made it a lot easier. And no disrespect to Zimbabwe. If Australia were
Yeah, yeah,
here,
yeah.
my God, try predicting that. Try predicting that. Yeah, that
Okay.
would have been
All right.
that would have really made us
Mm.
made us earn our bucks. Honestly, trying to predict that one.
Although, with due respect to Australia, their bowling attack is, excuse my language, but it's just shit. So, because it's
Yeah, no,
shit bowling,
definitely. I
I
agree with
would,
you.
I would,
I don't think
yeah. Hmm.
they don't deserve to be here. They don't deserve to be in the Super League. They played
No,
they played very poor cricket in the
hmm,
group stage. So I mean, there was
hmm.
no chance that they were going to be here. But I'm just saying, if Australia were here, well, I wouldn't
I
I
would have
wouldn't
said,
really write them off. I wouldn't really
yeah,
write them off. But I think mentally the group would have been a lot tougher. Wouldn't you
yeah.
say?
No, but I would have, yeah,
Mm.
it would have looked tough, but I would still expected us to beat Australia because we're much more
Yeah,
sorted out. I
for sure.
expected India to still have beaten Australia, so I think Australia it would have looked flattering, the group, but I still would have think the same results would have happened. So as you say, India and Italy to go through. Okay, we go to
Indiana
group,
say, yeah,
yeah, then we go to we go to England, New Zealand, Pakistan. This is gonna have a bit of permutations. Initially, I thought of Pakistan, New Zealand, because New Zealand are so nuggety. They find a way of making semifinals. But I'm gonna add another permutation. Pakistan, Sri Lanka. Those are my permutations.
yeah, and I like that. I like that because it's on the subcontinent as well.
Mm.
Pakistan and Sri Lanka for me are my first
Mhm.
choice. But then if I
Mhm.
had to add a caveat to that, second choice probably would be England.
Okay.
England. Yeah.
Okie dokie. But then you said Pakistan to play India, but how would that work? Like, what positions, number one and two, do you have in that group?
So if Pakistan top the group, which they possibly can,
Okay.
they would play India if they finish India finish second.
Oh,
But if India
okay.
finished India top their group, I'm just saying,
Mm-hmm.
if India top
Yeah.
Group A, which is very likely as well. I'm not writing off India here, but I fancy SA's champion against
Yeah,
India,
yeah.
but I'm not writing off India topping the group. If India top the group, then if Pakistan finishes second, it's going to be India, Pakistan, and Colombo all over again. 2.0.
Oh boy. Oh
Get ready for
gosh.
it.
I wanted the finals just for the romanticism of it and for India to win to make up for Operation Sindoor.
I, potentially, but I've just got that semi-final is just ringing in my head again that India is going to play Pakistan in a semi-final.
Okay.
I just got that feeling, so it's going to happen.
All right.
It's going to happen.
Well, you're feeling that.
And
Well,
then
you're
and
feeling
then the
that.
other semi-final is probably going to be SA and Sri Lanka, which
Okay.
I
Wow.
think might
Boundaries.
be so. So basically, what could happen? So you could get both semi-finals playing in Sri Lanka, potentially.
That's
I'm not sure how it's going to
let's
work.
look. Yeah, let me look at the table. I mean, not
If
maybe
Sri
the
Lanka and
fixture.
Pakistan go through.
Yeah, let me look at it. Sorry about that. Okay, the first semi. Oh, they haven't mentioned the venues. I think I know why, because of the whole India-Pakistan politics.
Yeah. So the way the,
Oh no,
the way we our prediction actually going at the moment, sir, you probably could get both semi-finals in Sri Lanka, eh?
no, it said that the first semi-final, they haven't mentioned the venue, and they
Mm,
mentioned the second semi-final is in Wankiri. The
mm,
final, they haven't even mentioned the venue because remember, I think it's because it's dependent on if India plays Pakistan, it'll be in. I don't know if they're hosting it in Dubai, the finals. Let's check. Do you know the finals in Dubai or still Sri
I
Lanka?
doubt it. I really doubt it. It's probably going to be in Colombo or in India or in Ahmedabad.
No,
I
remember,
think one of those two
Pakistan.
venues.
I don't think so. I tell you why. Remember, there was that politics where Pakistan won't play in India because India didn't tour Pakistan for that Champions Trophy. So
No.
maybe this.
I mean, I get that part, sir. I mean, there's no way
Yeah,
Pakistan is going to come to India. But what I'm
yeah.
saying is, if Pakistan potentially, it's a
Hmm.
big if they make the final, I think
Yeah.
that final will be played in Colombo.
Okay, let's Google that quickly. I'm using ChatGPT.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, for the ICC T20 World Cup 2026, the final is scheduled to be held at the Narendra Modi Stadium on the 8th of March 2026. It says the tournament is co-hosted by India and Pakistan. If certain teams like Pakistan reach the final, there's an agreement to potentially shift the venue to a neutral site, example Colombo. But the official plan is to be okay. You're right. It's going to be in Colombo if it's Pakistan.
Colombo, yeah.
Oh gosh, a lot of matches
That's
in Sri Lanka. In that case, I don't want Pakistan in the finals. Let's make them a semi-final with India whooping their ass.
which
I'm not
which
saying
which
it out,
which we've seen far too often in recent times.
but Pakistan in the final is much more dangerous than a Pakistan in the semi-final. Oh, I should say that it's
I I,
Pakistan has
I
beaten.
I totally agree with you. I agree with you. Absolutely, I agree with you. I agree
Although
with you.
I wouldn't discount Pakistan in the semi-final because they have actually done well, especially against us in the semi-final. If you remember the one in 2009 in England, they beat us in the semi-final. So, although that Pakistan team was a lot better than the current one, if you remember.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, that was a generational team. But I think Pakistan, if there's one team that they don't want to play in the semi-final, it's probably India because India has become the bogey side for Pakistan, and they've
Yeah.
probably left their worst performances for India. So if that's to be a potential semi-final, I don't think India would be faced by that game sir, at all.
No, they
At
wouldn't.
all.
No, they wouldn't.
It would be a bigger game for Pakistan, but I don't think India
Mhm.
would be faced by that game at all, given how superior they've been against Pakistan in recent times.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's going to be an exciting week, buddy.
Yeah, I guess it's a bit
Really,
of a
really
confusion
exciting cricket. I mean,
they-
this
because they
we
haven't.
waited 2 weeks for this, eh? And it's finally
I
here. It's finally here.
Yeah, I was so much looking for the thought of an India-Pakistan final, but I just don't like the fact that it has to be played in Sri Lanka. I just don't think it's going to generate the same crowd excitement, if it's going to be in Sri Lanka compared to if you had it in India. So in a way, I don't mind it being a semi-final. And also, if you remember, if New Zealand are in the semi-final, then they play India. That's going to be not easy because India have a bit of a issue
Ooh,
with.
tell me about it, hey? Tell me
But
about it.
India, but India did beat New Zealand in the 2023 World Cup in the 50 overs. So maybe India's gotten over their bug over New Zealand. So maybe it won't be as bad as I think.
Look, I did say that SA are back the same to do something special against India. I think overall, I still think it's
Mm.
India's tournament
Of
in a
course.
sense to lose. If they lose this tournament, I mean, if they don't win this tournament, it could be seen as a failure. Potentially, could
Oh,
be seen as a failure. So there's a lot of pressure on India in this tournament, sir. And it's something that teams could actually use against
exploit.
them. You know,
Yeah.
it is going to be massive pressure. I mean, you know what it is to be an Indian cricketer in a World Cup, and especially that World Cup is hosted at home. The pressure is absolutely immense. It's absolutely immense. It's fever pitch pressure, you know, and sometimes it skyrockets. So we don't know what those players are actually going through at the moment. But I think now we're going to see if India are really the team that are going to sweep everybody and win this tournament. This is India's biggest test now. The Super Eights, the semifinals. That's there we're gonna probably see the what India are made of in this tournament.
Okay. All right. I think the final we said I'll say India South Africa because if India play Pakistan in semi-finals, then I'll say India South Africa again. But whoever team wins, I don't mind. Let's put it like that.
I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that.
Okay. But who are you
Yeah.
predicting to win? If it's an India South Africa final.
You know what? Let's dissect the semifinals before we get to that stage. All right.
Oh yeah, of course, of course. You haven't got to semi-finals.
Mm.
Okay, right.
Mm.
Anything you want to add before we wrap up?
Uh, have we missed out on anything? I don't think we have. I think it's been quite a thorough discussion. Eh?
Yeah, we've discussed quite a bit. We've added all the permutations. We've added all the
Mhm.
Sala with the venues as well. That's why they didn't mention the venues for this one, for the one semi and even for the final. So it's obvious they are expecting.
If I were to ask you, who's your dark horses from each group? Who's your dark horses?
Oh, oh, dark horse would be West Indies, I would say, in the first group,
Yeah, same here. Same here.
and then the
West
another
Indies
one
for
would
sure.
be, and then the other one would be. I know I shouldn't say this, but New Zealand. But I can't even call them a dark
Yeah,
horse because they're so damn consistent. That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what?
Yeah,
New Zealand actually don't mind being labeled that. They've been labeled that for from the time they've been in IC
forever.
tournaments. So they've always been labeled as a dark horse. So I don't think they mind that. Yeah, New Zealand potentially for me and West Indies. Yeah, I think we pretty much agree on that. Eh?
Uh, okay, just to make you laugh, how's this for a final? New Zealand and West Indies. I'm joking.
Ah,
Okay, and if you have a New Zealand West Indies final, I'll say New Zealand to win. Although I like West Indies, but I feel for New Zealand, they never won these tournaments. I know they won the Champions Trophy in New Zealand, remember? I mean, in Kenya, if you remember the Nairobi event, and they beat India in that final. So, but that's forever, man. That was 50 overs. So I'll New
yeah,
Zealand to win if that.
that's the same
Hmm.
tournament that SA won as well. It was called the ICC knockout
Knockout,
tournament
yeah.
in those days. And if
That
you
was
look
in
at that, if you
1996,
look at that
if
SA
I'm correct.
side who played in '98, it's a squad with some of the most random players that you'll ever get. Set. I don't think any of those players
Hmm.
played many games for SA after that. I mean, you had guys like Mike Rundell and Dale Benkenstein,
Mm.
very random cricketers that really didn't have long careers for SA. So it was a very long time ago. So I think SA and New Zealand, yeah, they're two teams that are desperate to win this tournament, big time.
Mm. But then, hypothetically, if you have New Zealand West Indies, who do you pick to win that kind of a final?
I would still go for the Windies, because I think they've got
Yeah.
more firepower. Yeah.
Yeah, I think my head does say windy, but my sentiment will go for New Zealand because shame they never won the T20 World Cup. And West Indies have won quite a number of them, so let New Zealand win with this one. And I know New Zealand won the Test Championship. That was also against India, so they seem to like playing India, and
Yeah.
it's fine.
That was massive. It was massive. Yeah.
But okay, so okay, that's pretty much a wrap. I will check in next week.
Yeah. We'll touch base again next week and potentially discuss the semifinals. So yeah.
Yeah,
Cheers.
man. You take care, man.
Cheers, man. Take care, bud.
You too.